What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today, as you've seen from the title, we are doing a little update on some of the seedlings that I started using strictly Dollar Tree seeds. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I don't think that it's going bad because of the seed as much as I think that it's going bad because of the soil. So if you guys recall, I use this expanding soil in addition to their potted soil, which is like really heavy, really dense. And I did go on ahead and add in some like fertilizer, but I think that my seedlings are struggling because of either a lack of nutrients or because the soil is entirely too dense. So what we are going to do today is up pot them using some styrofoam cups, which I've also picked up from the Dollar Tree. At first I was thinking about up potting them into these guys, but I'm low on them and I'm not buying any more because I have so many of these guys. So I'm just going to roll with what I have. So let's get everything prepped here and I will update you on everything. So we are no longer using this, which is totally okay. I'm just going to use the potting soil that I have been using. I still feel like it's extremely economical because I think I only paid like $28 for a humongous bag. I'll break that down to what that is like per ounce on the screen here, but sometimes you just have to splurge a little bit. So unfortunately the soil will not be Dollar Tree anymore. I might use some of that just like as like a top dressing or something like that. I don't know yet, or I might just put it at the very bottom of our containers when we do pot everything up, just so it adds some weight so that the containers don't, you know, fly about. But yeah, so what we need to do today is actually up pot these things, and we will talk about each individual situation here. So let's go on ahead and just start with this guy. So this is what our oregano is looking like. You can see very sad situation. And again, I believe it's mostly due to the soil. I don't think that is the seed because, I mean, I've used their seeds for many other things, and everything else that I used the seeds in my normal potting mix was a-okay. So first thing that I need to do, these guys already have drainage holes. You always want to make sure that you are poking drainage holes in your containers. So that's the first thing that I'm doing here before I add any soil in these cups. So make sure everybody got a hole. Everybody got a hole. You got a hole. You got a hole. You got a hole. All right, so I'm just going to fill my cup up halfway, and let's start with this sage because I have one itty bitty sage that germinated here. So I am going to, how do I want to do this? I'm going to use this little tool here, which I actually got from like another kit on Amazon, and I want to scoop this out. See, the root system is just, you can see, pretty non-existent, and I want to say because the soil just was not, it was not giving what it needed to give. So because of that, I just add a little bit more soil into the mix and drop this guy down in there. This soil is pre-moistened. So there we have it. Hopefully he thrives now that he's in better conditions. I'm really kind of sad about the soil because I'm thinking too, adding the potting soil is where I went wrong. I think that I would have been good if I would have added some other amendments just to aerate the soil a little bit more. And that's what I will probably end up doing with that soil. I'm not sure yet. I'm still trying to figure it out. But for now, I am going to dump this in our little container. container down here because, like I said, if with additional like support, they might end up doing well, or the soil might end up all right. So let's see. I'm going to rip this like plant. See if I can. Yeah, I can't really tell what. Ooh. Yeah, this oregano might be red. I did end up re-sowing more oregano, so sadly these guys are duds as well, which were the chives and the thyme. But I did re-sow more thyme in different soil, so we will see how that ends up working out. All right, so now moving on to the tray that did, you know, just okay. I don't think that these did too bad. So we have, these are the bunching onions, I think. Yeah, I did 2 trays or 2 cells of each one. You can see this one was like really sparse. This one did okay. So I'm really pleased with that. Right, you can see the root system was able to work its way through that. So I'm just going to take that and plop it down in this container here, and then just backfill. And then next here we have our dill, which both of these look pretty good. So I'm just going to do the same thing. Peel back this cocoa core, drop it in our cup, and then just backfill. All right, so this is what we are looking like. Again, that's the bunching onion, the dill. I have 2 of these guys. I need to water these in, but the dill looks good. And then we have an itty bitty baby sage. All right, so the next things here that I need to sow, and I did decide to just go on ahead and use these cups as opposed to, where they at? These guys. I'm going to use these specific for things that do not like their roots disturbed. I accidentally wrote cilantro on one of these, and that is actually what I plan to plug in these guys. So I just need to correct that real quick because that's not what I'm putting in there. This will not be cilantro, it will be spinach. And we are dripping. Oh God. All right, so all right, so the things that I need to get planted up today for our Dollar Tree container garden is kale. This is the dwarf blue curled vates, which I'm really excited for because I haven't grown this in a while. We have some Grand Rapids leaf lettuce, which I will sow this pretty thick and then like split it up into like maybe 4s or so. We have some Giant Noble spinach, and then we have some sweet basil. And as I said, first I wasn't sure if I was gonna sow some of these, but let's go on ahead and sow up some cilantro as well. So nothing different. The 2 things that I will be sowing pretty thick is the lettuce and the basil. The spinach and the kale, I'll probably put 4 plants in each one of these cups to be split up later on, or to up pot later on. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. But for the lettuce, I just like to sow it thinly on the surface. Hopefully you can't really see what's going on here, but I sow it thinly on the surface, smush it down, and I will probably do like a light dusting of soil over the top once I have everything planted. But the same thing with the basil. So that's done. And this is sweet basil. I don't know if I mentioned that, because these guys, their roots are ultra forgiving. So this doesn't have many seeds left over in here, so I'm going to sprinkle the seeds that are left in here. Do the same thing, kind of tap them in there. So the spinach seeds here, these seeds are a little bit bigger, which is also why I don't want to sow in too many, because I don't want to have to thin them out too much. I said that I was going to do 4, but I'm going to do 6 in this container here. So let me see. Use this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then with the kale, I'm going to do 5 of these guys. And I'm going to put a few seeds per hole. That way, you know, these seeds are pretty itty bitty, so. All right, final thing, cilantro. Forgot to mention before I watered it in, but I ended up poking a hole at the bottom of these containers. I find that they can get pretty like bottom heavy. Even though this is like biodegradable material, I'm sure the water eventually seeps out. But what I don't want to happen, and what I feel like may have happened, was a little bit of root rot in some of these plants. So with the cilantro, I want to sow these pretty thin. These are like, these seeds are thick. All right, so I ended up using this entire packet, which is perfect actually. This guy does not, it's kind of struggling to drain. There we go. All right, you guys, that is going to wrap up this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing the latest and greatest for this project. Definitely make sure that you stay tuned. Here pretty soon, I feel like we're going to be able to go outside and we have a few things to direct. So definitely stay tuned. Make sure that you follow the playlist or check out any other previous videos related to this project. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I thank you guys. Oh, thank you guys. I thank you guys so much for watching. I wish you all health, wealth, and prosperity. And until the next time, peace.